Today I'm going to give you some fantastic art tips about colour, and this is the second part of a series. The first one was how to use one colour and white and get so many different tones and tints from it. Today we're going to have a look at using two colours, complementary colours, and see what we can do to see all the different tones and tints and colours that we can get from using two complementary colours and white. I'm Fahey. I'm a visual artist and teacher, and I help students develop their skills, their creativity and their confidence in their painting. And if you enjoy this video, do give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I give a tutorial and a lesson every week on a Monday, and sometimes more if I've got something extra to share with you. And if you want to tune into those, then press the notification bell. So today we're going to have a look at using two colours and white. I'm using a magenta red and I'm using a phthalo green, and they're on the opposite side of the colour wheel. Now, colour wheels are fantastic to have. This one is available on Amazon. It's called the colour wheel, and it's really helpful to help you look at your complementary colours and the different tones that you can get on the opposite side. So today I'm doing the green and the magenta. It's down here and here. So if you understand how your colours work, then your paintings are going to be so much more luminous and impactful because you've got harmony in them. When you know how to mix these colours together in the correct way to get your tone values, to get your lights and your shades and your tints and your tones, your painting really comes alive. It's got depth to it. So the more you practice these kind of exercises, the more confident that you become, the more you know what you're doing, and the better your paintings. So without further ado, let's get started, and I shall show you how you can start to understand how these colours can work together. So this is what I'm going to show you today, using the magenta and the phthalo green, and how you can develop all these beautiful tones and differences from using just those two colours, which are the complementary colours. And I'm also going to show you how you can use every exercise that you do to create collage paper at the same time. So let's get cracking. So I have my colours here on my palette, and I've got the magenta, the phthalo and the white. I've actually got a palette here with a wet rag underneath and some cooking paper on the top. It helps, and the rag is really wet, and it helps to keep the paints usable. And if I cover it over, I can use, if I've got paint over, it will usually keep for, you know, quite some time, a week or more. So we're going to start off just having a look to begin with what just the colour on its own looks like. And it's beautiful. I love magenta. It's such a fabulous colour. And then we're going to see the magic happen as we go. So I'm going to mix a tiny speck of green. I mean, literally, you know, a smidgen, not very much at all. And I'm going to add that to the magenta. And you'll see a drastic change already, even using just a little bit. You can see how that tone has really changed. So we're going to carry on, add a little bit more green to the mix, and you'll see it really starts to change. Come down here, you see, and interestingly enough, it's gone quite purple. You know, it's gone really quite a violet colour, which is beautiful. Now the thing is, the reason why this is so important to learn how to do is because the more you do this with your colours, the more harmony you will have in your paintings. And I'm adding a little bit more green here, and you'll see it goes even darker. Isn't that beautiful? And then a little bit more, and then we're about 50-50, 50% magenta and 50% green. So it's kind of very neutral in the middle. You'll see here. It's quite dark. You see the depth of colour. Now those colours together on a painting will have harmony. It's inevitable because you've used the same colour. And it's fascinating how this works. Now, so you can see the depth of that dark, I'm actually going to mix a tiny bit of white with it. And you'll see how it changes. It's gone into a beautiful grey. You see that? And I mixed a little bit more white with it. And you know, greys are wonderful for soft areas in your painting. I hope you can see the distinction between the really dark, that's 50-50, add a little bit of white, add a little bit more white, and how that tone changes, which is fantastic. Now, I want to take the paint off here, so I'm going to do some collage paper using that. Isn't that lovely as a picture itself? So you're killing two birds with one stone here, because I can use this as collage paper and I'm not wasting any paint. I'm going to see if there's any more on here. I'll have some lovely shapes to work with and I can add to them, and then I can wash it off. But it's fantastic to, you know, the colours that you're using. Then when you come to actually do the painting, then you've got some collage paper if you want to use it, which is fantastic. Right, now I'm going to go to the other end and I'm just going to put the phthalo green down. So you'll see this beautiful colour. I love phthalo green. So we're putting this here. It's a lovely colour. Okay, now, as I did here, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of the magenta, and it'll be interesting to see how that tone changes just by using a tiny little bit. See, it's gone a shade darker, which is lovely. Right, and then a little bit more of the magenta into the green, and maybe that's a bit much to start with. Let's see here. So it's gone darker still. Right, and then even more. And you'll see how that works. Now I'm going to add a little bit of white to that, so you will see the change. That's adding a little bit of white, add a little bit more, and you'll see here. Beautiful colours. Now I'm going to add some white to that tone. I'm going to take this one off first, so I'm going to put it on here, and even that together looks lovely. Move that out the way and I can go on to another one. And you can practice your mark making and loosening up all at the same time, which is great. So let's go to that green and add a little bit of white. So I've got that here, and I'm going to add a bit of white to that and see how that goes. You see how beautiful. See, it's kind of given it a really lovely tint. When you add white, you're adding a tint. If you were to add black, you add a tone, or if I was to add the darker to it, I'd be adding the tone. You see how beautiful that is? So I'm going to get rid of this one and then go to the other green and mix that with some white. And then let's see that bit more. And see how that is. And then just the green itself. You see, you can already see the tones on the tissue paper, which is great. Let's move that out of the way. And those can be drying. So I'm just going to do the pure green and white. And you'll see that here. And then a little bit more white. And you'll see that here. It's beautiful. So you can see how it can develop. Now let's go to these pinks, because we're going to get some more lovely mauve and grey tones by using the pink. And these are great. I'm really loving these. And a lovely way to make collage paper without thinking about it. So let's go to the magenta itself and mix that with white. And see that here. And then we'll mix a little bit more white. It's going to go obviously much lighter. But what a beautiful pink. It's really lovely. Now I'm going to add the magenta again and a tiny bit of the green, not too much, and a bit of the white. It's kind of richer than that one. It's kind of got more depth, hasn't it? And a little bit more white to that. And we're here. Then add more green. Let's go in here. More magenta. So it's obviously going to be a little bit darker. Put it here. But what they're beautiful. The tones are just so lovely. Look. And then add a bit of white to that. You're obviously going to go lighter. And then this one here, which is the really dark green, I'm just going to take this off here. I hate wasting paint. I'm washing it off down the sink, so it's lovely to just use it in a really constructive way and then put it into paintings. So now we're going to go to the really dark, the 50, more or less the 50-50 of the magenta and the green, and then add a touch of white, and you'll see what a lovely colour. Look at that. Whoa, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just really like pure lilac. It's wonderful. And then a little bit more white. And there we have it. So I hope you will experiment with all the different opposites, all the different complementary colours on your colour wheel. The colours that are beautiful to work with, for example, are using, if you were to go to a really lovely orange and blue, if you did cadmium orange and cadmium blue, or sorry, ultramarine blue, the colour mixes there are fantastic. And equally, you know, if you do the yellows against the purples, again, fantastic. And you can have a whole book of all these different exercises that you do that you can use as references in your painting. And that doesn't matter whether you're doing abstract painting or landscape painting, realistic painting, still life, whatever, portraits. If you've got this understanding under your belt about your colours and how you can use few colours but get an enormous amount from it. A, it saves you money because you don't have to be buying loads and loads of tubes of paint. But B, and probably most importantly, it gives you the confidence to understand when you're doing your colour and you're doing your painting and you need those contrasts, you need the subtle changes of one colour into another, and to harmonise your painting. If you understand this, then you absolutely can't go wrong. And what I'll do now is write underneath it what I've used so I can remember. So I've got magenta and I've got phthalo green. Then if I do one with ultramarine blue and cadmium orange, see what happens with that. It's fantastic. It's a brilliant way of understanding your colours, harmonising your paintings so they become luminous and they really hang together so well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you want to learn more about your painting and accelerate yourself into understanding as much as you can about abstract painting, I have a free mini course which I'll leave in the description below. I have a great membership group where I've got lots of different courses in there and different challenges and all kinds of wonderful things. So I'm passionate about helping you develop your skills and your creativity. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give me the thumbs up if you did and subscribe for the next lesson coming up soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.